Right now on Denver 7 News at 6 a.m. Avs fans, put your brooms away. The Lightning strike back.
I feel like we're, still in the driver's seat, up 2-1, going into Game 4.
I'm live in Tampa this morning as the Avs look to regroup for Game 4.
Plus, a final resting place gets new attention amid the Stanley Cup Finals.
I have no regrets with what I did. This is the team that he loved more than anything.
All new this morning, we're hearing from the Avs superfan who spread his best friend's ashes on the ice at Ball Arena. Plus, Colorado shatters a new gas record. The president considers a plan that could drop prices by up to 18 cents a gallon.
Good morning, Colorado. It's a special day. Not only is it summer, but we have Ginger Zee here in Denver with us today here at Red Rocks. A beautiful morning.
No better place to spend the first day of summer. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. All of that, more, and we're talking all things climate coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, good morning to you, whether you are running the steps in the dry, arid climate of Denver at altitude, or here it's pretty active along the Tampa River Walk at sea level, very humid climate. But we are talking all things Stanley Cup Final. The Avs, obviously, Nicole, trying to bounce back from the Game 3 loss. It's a practice day today, and Game 4 is tomorrow. We're going to talk all things Avs coming up.
Yeah, and we're talking first day of summer, of course. This morning, Lisa Hidalgo live at Red Rocks with Ginger Zee. Great looking forecast for the first day of summer.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here this morning, and what I'm really happy to see when you look out on the Mile High City is it's not that hazy. Last week it was so hot. It was so gross. We had all of that smoke coming up from the wildfires in New Mexico and Arizona, so it's nice to see that we've had some clearer skies. Beautiful morning. Take a look at your pool forecast. It's going to be a little cooler. A little chillier as the kids get out of the pool, though, this afternoon. We're going to be in the low 70s by about noon, low 80s a little closer to about 4 o'clock, and those temps will be about a few degrees below normal. Right now, 53 degrees in Denver. We're under a mostly sunny sky. Pretty start to our day. Do expect to see a little increase in cloud cover. Low to mid 50s early this morning, but take a look at those highs. It's going to be pretty comfortable out there. Denver 82, Estes Park 71, and in Evergreen 73. All right, back out here live. The important
Can I come in?
Ginger Zee, everybody. How fun
Hey.
is this? Good morning, America's chief meteorologist.
I am just standing on the side in awe watching Lisa Hidalgo do her job. I am so grateful to be here. I'm actually fangirling over on the side. I'm going to never leave. I'm just staying the entire show, so get
Okay.
used to me.
This is where I lose my job. Ginger Zee takes over mornings, and Lisa.
Boy, it's nice to wake up in Denver. I could do this more often.
It is. It's a pretty spot. We're going to talk more with you about our drought. I mean, obviously, Colorado is kind of the, eastern edge of it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that drought's starting to spread into the middle of the country. So coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to talk more about that. What you saw when you went to Lake Powell. It's devastating, but there are things we can do.
Absolutely, and there are big changes coming. If not, the government's going to step in, especially with the water use from the Colorado River.
More on that here in just a few minutes. Jason, I know you're jealous, my man. I know you're jealous.
I am. Most definitely am. No, it's good to have Ginger around, and it looks good for us over there on that west side of town. Here on the east side of town, there was a crash reported coming off of I-70 going to 225. It'd be right back in there. Now, from the map, I'm not seeing any significant delays, but the rescue squad is heading out there right now, so we could see a bit of a transition delay, but don't expect it to make you take an alternate route, anything like that. A little bit more traffic than we saw at this point yesterday, because yesterday was the observance of Juneteenth, but right now, a good drive anywhere you want to go, really, across Metro Denver. Take a look at the drive over on the Causeway in Tampa, going into Tampa. At least the west side of Tampa looks okay, coming off of Clearwater, but the east side of Tampa there, Nicole and Brian, it is really jammed up. I didn't want to show you the ugly traffic there in Tampa. Maybe I will later on.
We got Red Rocks, we got better traffic situation here. We have everything in Colorado. And we're going to have the Stanley Cup here soon. Brian live in Tampa. A disappointment last night, but not entirely unexpected.
Yeah. Denver wins the city battle, okay? Yeah, I may be a little ambitious to expect a sweep against the two-time defending champion Lightning. Lightning obviously did not want to go down 3-0, kind of an insurmountable deficit there. But the fans, the Bolts fans, had Amalie Arena rocking last night, and they showed up with quite a counterpunch to that Game 2 shutout loss. Avs actually struck first in the game. They had a goal negated because of an offside call, but they finally got on the board. Captain Gabe Landeskog with a power play goal. He actually had both the goals for the Avs. But the Bolts were quick to strike back. In fact, Head coach Jared Bednar pulled goalie Darcy Kemper after the Bolts' 5th goal in place of Pavel Francouz that replaced him, and that leads to a big question going into Game 4.
One of the big things is I thought, not that we didn't compete, because I liked some of our compete tonight, some of the things we did, but I think we had an advantage when it came to the competitive spirit in Game 1 and Game 2, and tonight they had it. They played with a little bit more desperation.
Yeah, so we will wait to see who starts in net for the Avs for Game 4 tomorrow night. Today is a practice day. The Avs will hit the ice at 1:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 Mountain Time. Avs fans are still feeling pretty good about this series. I mean, the Avs still lead 2-1. The watch party at Ball Arena last night was sold out, full crowd on both the first and second levels. One lifelong fan we talked to says this is just a minor bump in the road.
I think they fought, but obviously Tampa Bay came out and they pushed back after last game. But I think the Avs have matured a lot over the last couple of years, and this is the year that we bounce right back after a loss like that, and we're going to take a win at home.
Yeah, so we'll see what they're made of and how they can bounce back for Game 4. Cody, who you just saw there, was actually 5 years old when the Avs last hoisted the Stanley Cup back in 2001. Obviously a great memory for him. And if there is a silver lining that comes from this Game 3 loss, it's that now Game 5 is guaranteed back home at Ball Arena on Friday. So they could potentially hoist the Stanley Cup on home ice if they can get a Game 4 win. We should also mention that Avs defenseman Cale Makar is up for an NHL award tonight, the James Norris Memorial Trophy, which goes to the league's best defenseman. He also won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Nicole, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right. Thanks, Brian. If you were hoping to watch Game 4 at Ball Arena's watch party, a bit of bad news if you don't already have tickets. They are sold out for Game 4 tomorrow. But, of course, you can hold a watch party of your own and watch Game 4 right here on Denver 7. Our team coverage will start early tomorrow with our special pre-game show at 5:30 p.m., puck drop at 6, and then our post-game show after that. Let's get back out to meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo live at Red Rocks this morning. Lisa, hey, we got to ask Ginger Z if she'd rather be in Denver or Tampa this morning, right?
Ooh, definitely Denver. This is the place to have the first full day of summer, and I got to go with Avs because I don't really know a ton about hockey. But
that was probably a safe and solid answer, considering
since
you're surrounded
here.
by Avs fans right now. Yeah, good one though.
And I'm very fortunate to be in between game days, as you mentioned, because the focus is a little off, but always on the Avalanche.
We enjoy talking climate versus sports.
Yes.
We're a lot better
Please,
at that.
Please do not ask me to do sports. It would not be pretty, but thank you. Yes, let's do climate.
It's so nice for her to be here. You know, I think some of our viewers might remember this. I know our staff remembers this. I want to show you the first time that I met Ginger Z. Take a look. Here is a gigantic group of Seahawks fans. I will get them. I will get them after this. Don't you worry. I can tackle. I'm big. Wait, is that Ginger Z? Right there it is. Look, it's Ginger Z. Ginger, we love you. Channel 7 loves you. Denver. She doesn't know who we are. I'm going to have to go and say hi.
I'm telling you right now, I certainly did not know or could hear you because I would have probably run over. I definitely knew who you were. I love all meteorologists, especially female meteorologists around the country. So we're like a big group. But that kind of like, I love how you were like, well, it's us. That's how my husband thought that we were dating. Like after one date, he was ready to be married, and he's like, it's just a lot. Right up front.
I love that. No,
I love that. That's who I marry. End up. You know?
I was a little afraid that she had called security on us after that point, though. Not at all.
No, I was probably so nervous because I was trying to talk about sports and weather that I just wasn't paying attention to anything.
Okay, so let's ditch the sports. Let's talk climate. You know, obviously Colorado, a focal point being the Colorado River headwater here. And, you know, we feed a lot of obviously what happens in the West. You took a trip to Lake Powell, and what did you find? What did you see? What was disturbing? What was hopeful?
Just over a year ago, we were there, and it was on its way down. Now we know it is below record that it's ever been since it was, put together. It's at about quarter of capacity. What the concern is, if there is not major water changes in the way that we use water, because we know it's not coming from the sky and we're not getting the snow melt, we're going to see impacts to potentially power. That dam that is powered by Lake Powell, it's critical. electricity, water is one thing, which is very important, but then electricity on top of it. We have engineered ourselves up against a wall, and we're going to have to really work with it. And I just saw the headline that the government's saying they're going to step in if the states can't stop using so much water.
One big thing, and I saw this, I think, on Instagram that you had posted, way too much grass where grass shouldn't be. I used to live in Las Vegas. It's abnormal when you see how much grass is out there.
It is. Las Vegas, actually, recently in the last 3 years, they did a great thing, and they've flipped. They were paying people $3 per square foot or something to get rid of their grass. So they've made a big push to do that. The city of Las Vegas is really good. The suburbs, and then when you go anywhere outside of there in the desert Southwest, there are major issues. Last year, when we were driving to Lake Powell, we were driving down the entire state of Utah, and there's farms on each side of it. It's 108 degrees, and the irrigation's on full blast. You're usually, it's like we can do this more efficiently and smarter. And I think those are the choices that are going to have to be made yesterday to make this better.
The times we do it, when we do it, how we do it. You're right. Lake Powell is a big spot for those of us that grew up here in Colorado. That's where we go. We head west when we go vacation. It's scary. It's sad to see what's happening when you can visibly see the change, the shift, and the water's coming down.
That's the thing is everyone's like, oh, look for those bathtub rings. And you're like, wow, the rock is so gorgeous. And then you realize nobody has ever seen this in the history of Lake Powell. So I don't know how pretty this is. I think it's a little more frightening. The ends of the boat docks, a lot of change, especially in the last 20 years. So it'll be interesting to see what they're able to do with water use, because that's really the only attack.
Yeah, another spot, Lake Mead, where we see a similar situation.
Yep, you go all the way up into the Sierra in these issues. So we're not alone, but that doesn't mean that you can't make big change right now.
Exactly, and we're one of those spots that needs to do that.
I'm also getting rid of grass, and we have plenty of water on the East Coast just because I think it's wasteful.
And I don't want to cut it either.
That too. Like, what are we doing? So much better choices ahead.
We have more with Ginger coming up here in just a little bit. We're talking all things climate, weather. Beautiful shot here. Happy summer, everybody. We will be right back after the break.